Light symbolizes hope and renewal, casting away the shadows of despair. In moments of darkness, we often find ourselves seeking solace. Healing emerges as we embrace this contrast.
Journey back and improvement, journey back from darkness and improvement in life can be done only with understanding where it all originates from, where this energy is from, that power is from. That understanding must be inside somewhere. You must somehow be able to ask for it in your heart. Ask whom? God, Allah. And from that point on, that will be initiated, you will be guided. All will be given to you to just strengthen your way, your path, correct your mind, renew your mind. All the holy books, scriptures speaking about this. But it's difficult to understand when we are in a darkness. That darkness don't want to know light, love, God. But that darkness can be only overcome with that light, with God, with Allah, with understanding that He is your ruler and by His mercy everything happening and everything can be corrected. It's a long indeed journey once you fell off in that darkness. That's light correcting every aspect of our mind slowly and body. All the stains we accumulated inside. Those stains will cause illnesses, mental, physical. Those stains will invoke different unpleasant experiences of life, hostile experiences of life. It's your past, your doing, your unconscious doing, which have to be strengthened, which have to be corrected. So you got something like opposite. And only with understanding of God, that you got light inside, you are light. Only with understanding that you got soul, that ruh, you can start to walk that journey. There is no other way. You cannot undo those things, this matrix, with just your own mind. It's too difficult, too complicated, too tiring and too scary. You have to be able to look into face of adversity with that light inside and not flinch at all. It will happen many times, but all of it is like guidance, guided and happening by the mercy of existence. He will just teach you how to walk, what you may approach, what you shouldn't approach. He teaches you how to recognize your own energy and how to use it. It is said generally to be peaceful human being. But that peace have to be created. That peace is created in chaos, in fight, in battle, in struggle, in strife. That peace is created exactly this way. I said many times, you should be peaceful human beings. But there are things in this world which you really cannot be peaceful with. You have to, in a way, use that light to fight that darkness. Fight those hostilities of life. Because if you don't do anything with that, if you become quiet and just take it in on your shield, in, some of those things pierce that shield. Destroy you, infect you, poison you. That's what this does. That darkness is intelligent, it knows. And if we remind and if we allow it to do it to that world, to ourselves, it simply destroys us. There is no rule on the other side. Not at all. There is no rules. God has its own rules. Truth, justice, all for good. And if you fight that jihad, so-called jihad, internal battle, struggle, strife, if you fight that for justice, for goodness, for truth, He will always be able to help you, give you that light, borrow your light, till you are alive. Till you will be alive, He will be giving you that light, if you stand on the right side of the life. And if that poison, darkness is directed to you, you may reply, always. You may even do it forcefully. Because on that journey and way, God, Allah, will teach you how to clear your energy. At the beginning, when you was in darkness, you had that contaminated energy. So when you've been angry, that anger was poisonous, was negative, was dark. But God will teach you later on that journey how to use that anger. And that anger will be not anymore felt with that negativity, negative energy, this energy which is destructive, but energy which is corrective, like mother can correct her own children, even by shouting sometimes, by being angry. There are two types of those. Some is hostile, one is destructive and poisonous for humans, and one is corrective, like some prison officers, perhaps that's why this role is called correctional officer, to correct. Those things in world can be corrected if right energy is applied for that reality. Is that if that hostile energy is faced with light, with positive energy, with even forceful energy, but not contaminated by negativity, that hostile energy perishing. Devil, Satan always was weaker than God, Allah. Always. Even if you are in the face of complete adversity, when you are like destined to die, and you see hopelessness of that situation, there is always hope in this. You may look at that adversity, look into face that, look into face of that, look into eyes of that, and just remain quiet. And if your energy is enough, if your experiences are enough, God will gonna turn that of you. Simply, those angry eyes will turn, they look of you. God can do anything with that reality. Any hostility of this world is created by humans. We creating that reality with our minds. And if we create super negative reality, super negative actions, then outcome will be super negative. They will appear in our life. And someone will have to correct that. Will have to face that. That's how this reality correcting itself. People destroying that world, destroying that reality, and they are some people who correcting that reality. Because they understood how to operate that energy, internal energy. And this is horrifically difficult and painful process. Because actually that darkness, deepness of that darkness have to be transformed into light. And what comes after, what is behind, is a pain and suffering of that human being. He have to experience pain, suffering, have to look into that darkness deeply in order to not afraid that darkness, in order to overcome that pain. That pain have to be felt, observed over and over and over. It is process of dying, they call it. But we may call it process of dying, but this is as well process of purification, process of coming back to the roots, to love, to peace, to tranquility, to abundance of life. Most horrific, most difficult process. Salam alaikum.